Hello, hello, hello. What's up, guys? I'm having a dilemma. I realized that I realized this previously, but I'm really feeling it recently. I can't type at people on Twitter the same way I could reply to a chatter because you guys know when I'm joking. I can't do that over there. They don't know. So I went live. All I did was post a picture of myself with two snakes visible in it and said, "Don't talk to me or my sons again." Whatever, right? Someone replies, "But python snoots are for booping," with 4 exclamation points. And I hit reply to open the window and I typed, "Don't fucking talk to me like that." And then I backspaced because I was like, I don't, they're actually just gonna think I'm mean. Like they don't know, you know what I mean? Like I was like ready for the bit. I was like, "Don't fucking talk to me like that," you know what I mean? But I was like, I can't just do this on Twitter. Like it's just they're gonna not realize, you know what I mean? I don't, the thing is that I don't put that energy on Twitter usually, and I occasionally I'm like really tempted. Or there's another reply. It's a guy with he posted a gif of a snake charmer. It's a shitty AI one, by the way. It said, "I think I found a way to make her fold pretty quickly." And I just can't begin to tell you how much I wanted to also say some shit. Ew, right? Doesn't it feel kind of like ew? I don't know. I don't think this person means anything like crazy by it. It's just when people type, they just don't realize what they're typing. You know what I mean? Because that could be taken so normally, or so, or like, not even like ultra weird, just kind of like, you know. And I really want to reply to it, but I need to not. You can't do it on Twitter. You can. The thing is, like, when people say some shit in Twitch chat, you can banter, right? You can banter and still keep the vibes up, but I feel like I can't banter on Twitter without like fucking up the vibes so hard, you know what I mean? I want to banter so badly. So much of what I type on Twitter is just me saying 2 words, being like, "Yay, oh, happy for you," to someone who like does a cool thing, and then all the negative stuff I tend to not type because I'm like, if it's banter, they won't get it. They won't know that it is banter, you know what I mean? They'll think I'm like real. Can't do it, dude. Yeah, real-time interaction is totally different, so I just keep it for chat, man. Is she live? No, this isn't live. Totally not. I almost something cringe that you be super toxic. Go for it, blazing. I'll do it to you. Isn't Twitter only banter? No. People act like they're bantering, but they like take everything personally. The thing is, Twitter is social media, typed social media is all one-sided. So everyone is throwing it and giving it, and no one is willing to take it. They're all giving 100% and they want to take 0. That's what it is, right? So that's why I don't want to dish it, because people can't take it, and unfortunately I'm in the I've seen what other creators do and say, and when they take that energy and they do put it in typed form, everyone just thinks they're an asshole. But sometimes those same people, you watch their videos or their streams and you're like, "Oh, this is just stuff they would say," and if they said it verbally, everyone would understand. It's like kind of banter, or like they're just saying it forcefully for the bit, but what they're saying is still truthful, or you know, whatever, right? Like, but the moment you type a thing, people cannot handle reading it. They cannot. So I just kind of like, I just kind of don't, you know, I just kind of don't. I just keep it for stream. I mean, that's why I'm a streamer, is because we can still have like real interaction here. One of the reasons I complain on stream about social media so much is just because I hate it. I used to love it because it was really good back in the day. And when I say back in the day, I mean like pre 2010. You know what I mean? Pre 2012, 2013, maybe. Everything after that has just been shit. So I'm not really that much of a user of those platforms, other than my create yourself. I don't really have, either don't have personal accounts or just don't even use anything, or never made one on most platforms, to be honest with you. I don't know. The less you consume, the better. Yeah, I feel a lot more normal when I don't, and then it genuinely, like, the go outside or touch grass advice is so insanely true, because I can't tell you how much it does for, like, my happiness overall to just go outside instead of scrolling. Literally just for a walk. If there's nowhere good to walk, you can go drive somewhere and walk or whatever, you know. Just going for a walk. It's just so much better, dude. I sleep better. I feel better for the rest of the day. For like the next like 2 days, I will feel better than if I just like scrolled, you know? If it wasn't so cold. Oh, it was chilling today. It was so cold. I still went out. I still went out and walked, and I tried to put like extra moisturizer on my face in a thick layer because it gets so dry, you know. And then I had like a scarf like wrapped up part of my face, kind of. I kind of like to let the wind hit my face though, even though it's like really cold. But I was going for a longer walk, so I definitely like covered part of my face at least. But it was so cold. I think it's like 10 degrees right now or something. I think it's going down to single digits here for Fahrenheit today. Yeah, it was windy too. It was windy too. I ended up putting a hood up, you know, so I could just not deal with that. Let me see. What is it right now? Yeah, it's 10 degrees. It's gonna stay low like that too, and it's gonna get worse. I think this weekend they were saying it's gonna be dipping down. I think with the wind chill it's gonna be in the negatives. Yeah, I got my walk in today just in case I don't walk tomorrow, because I like to walk if I can. Just be outside. And I really like the cold, but when it's cold plus wind, that's when it gets really tough. But you know, I've got windbreakers and things. I've got pants. I have pants that don't let wind through them for the winter, okay? So even though the wind chill's crazy, I kind of could still do it. You know? So I might do a little walk tomorrow anyway, early in the day before stream. But yeah, we'll see. Huh. Gonna be -2 where you live tonight, and you just lost power? Fuck, hope it comes back. Ooh, your recommendation of getting a Patagonia jacket saved my trip in Japan. Best birthday gift. They're so good. There aren't a lot of brands that I like wholeheartedly recommend, that I feel like the price is warranted and everything, but anything I've owned from Patagonia has lasted me forever. And I'm a person who's taken these things on hiking trips and really beaten up a lot of this stuff too. But yeah, it's been really good. If your power's gone out and it's cold though, it's okay to go look into getting a heater that uses propane, right? And just keeping that like going. But be aware that you need to get one of those little portable battery powered or whatever carbon monoxide alarms. Because if you use that and you do not have one of those alarms there, a detector, you're risking your life so heavily, and it's you won't smell it, you won't know, you will just feel a little bad, pass out, and die, like straight up, if you're not careful with carbon monoxide. So you can do the propane thing inside, but you know, put the alarm down low because it's heavier than air. Yes. The carbon monoxide starts at the floor, so yeah, put it on the floor. Put the alarm on the floor, for sure, and sleep elevated if you can. But I wouldn't leave it on overnight. The thing that I think is the best is if you have a small camping tent. This is the easiest way to do it. Build a blanket for it. Pick the smallest room you can that's still comfortable. Don't do this in like your living room. Do this in like a bedroom where you can close the door or something. Pick a room to be the warm room. And make sure there are blankets or rugs or whatever, something on the floor to keep heat from leaching out the floor. Pick a room that's not on the corner of the house if you can. You know, as insulated as possible. Build a blanket for it, unironically. If you have extra pillows, those are really good to throw down on the bottom. If you have like, you could just grab couch cushions off of your couch if you can bring them to that room and just drop them on the floor just for the insulation. And just build on top of that. And then just cover it in blankets and make a little tent thing for yourself to sleep in. And there you go. And you can keep yourself very, very, very warm if you just enclose yourself in a smaller space with a secondary enclosed space, which is the room you're in, around that. The more air pockets you create, the harder it is for that cold to suck the heat away. So you do that. And if you don't have power at all, you should still be kind of okay if it's just you in a blanket fort. You can make it work. You know, and layer stuff with clothing that you're wearing, layer things. Take your winter jackets and stuff and bring them in. Yeah, put stuff over your windows. If you can have curtains, I know a lot of people have blinds, but if you have curtains, you can just hang extra curtains and throw extra shit over your windows. If you're able to put anything over your window, you know, that helps. I know some people will just put like a little tension rod and then just add extra hooks, or not hooks, add extra towels and things to it. You know? So everything you can. Same thing, you can hang stuff on the back of the door, cover up any gaps, and just stay in there. And if you do that, your own body heat will be enough to keep you okay for a bit. You know? So, just be aware. Just be aware. Yeah, the cling film on the windows does work. I mean, realistically, getting curtains, though, so that you can have an air pocket. So if you have the window and then an air pocket on the inside and then the curtains, that's ideal. That is ideal. But yeah, that's the best you can do for, like, keeping yourself from freezing and dying and shit, you know? You might have to freeze your ass off when you go to the bathroom, unfortunately. So you might have to, like, run to it. Fastest piss of your life, run back, you know, but that's just something you deal with, you know. If you have a warm room to go back to, it's not so bad. Not so bad. But you shouldn't have to go too crazy with it if it's, you know, you think it's going to be under 12 hours that your power's out. If the power's out, they got one flush to work with. Yeah, fill your bathtub, if you have a bathtub. Or just fill jugs with water. Because you can flush a toilet by just pouring a lot of water down it. Instead of using the mechanism. So, yeah, if you have, like, no running water and everything, and you're like, oh shit, where do I shit? You know what I mean? You're like, oh god. If you pre-fill a bathtub and just leave like a bucket next to it for water, you can use that water to flush. You know. Sucks to have to do that, but if you've gotta, you can still do that without, you know, risking some of your dignity. You know. You fill the cistern back up. This is true, but a lot of people, like, fuck it up, so I just tell them to flush just by pouring. But you can. I figure most people would know that. Yeah, you kept cat litter jugs filled with water in standby. Exactly. Exactly. And yeah, cities have warming centers and stuff. They have, they often will put out a state of emergency thing in an area. And then, you know, you just check your town and see if they have a warming center. And oftentimes there are one or two places where they're able to keep power up via a generator in a couple of buildings, and you can just be there to make sure that your health is not risked. If you have to leave your house or you know your house has to get super cold, though, your pipes can burst. So just look up every little thing about how to not get your pipes to burst if they freeze. And do that first before you leave, because you don't want to come back and then, like, you know, water is like just pouring in your home. You know what I mean? So, yeah, just be aware. Just be aware. What happened? What do you mean? What do you mean? You peed in a litter box before. You know what? That's weird, but fine. If you had to. But if you were like, I wonder what it's like, you know, I don't know. I don't know about that. It's really, you know, there's the caveat. Can't imagine a scenario. The only thing I could think of is what we were talking about, with just like if your power goes out, your water's out, and you did not have any way to get excess water to flush your toilet. Now your toilet was unflushable. In that case, that's the only time where I'm like, maybe the cat litter. All right? Maybe the cat litter. It's better than like peeing 1,000 times into your toilet and being like, yeah, I'll handle it later. You know what I mean? I don't like that, but I get it if you maybe had to. I just think at that point, you would just, your local library would be kept on by a generator and you'd have a working bathroom. So, you know. You know. Ren, that's disgusting, but understandable. You ever hear the poop cruise? I did. You know that on Netflix there's a documentary about it called like the poop. It's literally called Poop Cruise. And I was like, I wonder if that's good. And I asked my cousin about it. I said, "Hey, you see the Poop Cruise documentary? Is it good?" And he was like, "Oh yeah, I watched it. Not that good." He's like, "You'd have a better time just reading about the event it was based off of. You get all the information and entertainment you need. The documentary, it was mostly a dramatic reenactment, and it wasn't even that good." And I was like, damn, man, how are you gonna have like a bold title on your Netflix documentary like the Poop Cruise? Be like, yeah, a retelling of what happened, and then it's not even good. It wasn't even good, man. I don't know. Yeah, it was a dramatic reenactment. What was the actual, let me see. Poop Cruise. Oh yeah, it's called Trainwreck, Poop Cruise on Netflix. An engine fire left 4,000 passengers stranded at sea without power and plumbing. That's what happened. So apparently, like, the biggest issue they had was 4,000 people on this one cruise ship out there for so long. What do they do? What do they do with the poop? Hang your ass off the side and let it rip. Well, you know, apparently there were a lot of things. Okay, here, wait, here's an article. 13 thoughts about Netflix's Poop Cruise documentary. Let me see what this random person's thoughts were. Her name's Molly. She says, warning, this article contains spoilers. Warning, this article is gross. That's good. Okay, we like Molly so far. Okay, it's 2013 Carnival Triumph. Caught on fire. Passengers had no power, food, cell phone service, or sanitation. It was supposed to be a 4-day round-trip event from Texas to Mexico. However, they were stuck at sea for 8 days. Oh. Oh. She said, I'm both recommending and not recommending the documentary. It's putrid. It's nightmarish, but also very funny at times. Ooh. Yikes, dude. Okay, 13 thoughts she had while watching Pope Cruise. Number 1, why would anyone go on a cruise in the first place? I'm not going to read all of her expansions. I'm just going to, like, see what she says. Brother, are you calling my chat fat? I've never seen someone come in and just call chat fat. Usually they call, like, the... you know, the streamer fat, even though they, like, literally don't know what they look like, but, you know. I've never seen someone call the chat fat. Okay, how about this? I went to your profile, and your description says, 4th of the Destroyer clan. That's so cringe. What does that mean? He's Naruto. Man. Anyway, this lady's second thought on the poop cruise was, throughout the whole time, a lot of these people are narrating the horror. And she said there were a few of the girls who took the cruise for a bachelorette party, and they were so laser focused about getting so lit they didn't know the bow from the stern, and for the first 3 days they were just passed out in the passageways. And they were her favorite part of the documentary. Okay. Her third thought, the cruise chef, best interview, gives this advice. When you see smoke billowing up and out of your sink drain, something is very wrong. Her fourth thought was that after they all realized they weren't going to be rescued because the fire damage was too great to restore power, it was less social and everyone went into survival mode. Which was interesting. She was like, by day 6, the people were just like very social and going crazy, but at the same time, no one was getting like violent or insane like that, which was good. Fifth thought, whoever thought liquidating the ship's bars and offering free warm alcohol to the hot, hungry, agitated guests was clearly unfamiliar with the effects of alcohol. No way, they just gave them free booze. Oh, that's terrible. What a terrible idea. Oh, sixth thought. The 4th day, the toilets were unflushable, but then the sewage started to come out of the drains. Oh, the sewage came out of the drains, even if you were doing everything right, and filled the cabins and hallways. Oh, that's why everyone was in like little campsites up on the deck. Oh. I thought they just didn't know what to do with it, but no, like they were subject to it. Wow. Okay. Apparently, the captain told them the command was if you had to pee in the shower, and for number 2, you had to get these little red biohazard bags. And for some reason, the guests were so like opposed to crapping in plastic. They were trying everything they could to not. Just give it up, you know? At that point, just give it up. It's not like anyone's watching you. My God. I'm scrolling to see if there are any good tidbits, any other good tidbits. The irony was that the ship finally made it to shore on Valentine's Day. Ooh, at the end they had a guy who was a maritime lawyer who's waiting for all the lawsuits to roll in. And he disclosed that in the previous 2 years, only 2 years, that cruise ship line had 9 incidents of faulty fuel lines. And he reminded everyone to read the fine print when signing up for a cruise, as the contracts often include something about making, and quote, absolutely no guarantees for a safe passage, a seaworthy vessel, adequate and wholesome food, or sanitary and safe living conditions. What a contract. What a contract. Wow. I mean, I guess that makes sense because you are, you know, you really should not leave yourself liable as the company, but you should also be aware as the person on the cruise that they're not liable at all for anything. Probably a built-in arbitration clause. Oh, I know lots about that. Oh, yeah. There's no way they don't have that. Anyone who's ever anticipating that there might be some little bit of liability thrown at them at some point in some way, they will always, always, always throw a clause in there that things go to arbitration first. That they have to. Which is like every company. Every company does that. And if you look at a contract and it doesn't have some sort of arbitration clause, you need to ask yourself, is this actually some sort of infallible thing where this company, this on the other side of this, could never be liable for anything, or are they stupid and don't protect themselves and this is a poorly written contract? You know? Just keep it in mind. Anyway. That's enough ranting. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I think, I don't know. I've never actually been on a cruise. I've never been on a cruise. I have been on boats going up and down the rivers here. And I know they're like full river cruises, but these weren't cruises. It was like a, you know, very short term thing. I've never done an actual cruise, and I don't want to. And I think, if you think cruises are cool, you should probably like do something else. I don't know. Get a new hobby. They're not that good. They are gross. I don't understand the desire. I think the only thing that I get, the only thing that I get is when the appeal of the cruise is all of the different places you stop, right? So sometimes you don't spend that much time on the boat itself. You more so spend all of your time on land where they drop you each time. Sometimes you even spend, you know, 2 nights while the ship is docked at you know, in a city, or 1 night in that city, and then the cruise takes you to the next location, right? Like that, the ones where the point is just to like take you on a trip, I get that, but it's usually not. It's usually the ones where you're like stuck on a boat the whole time, you know? So it depends on like what the distribution of the time is there, I think. I don't know. Caribbean cruises are shit, but the Mediterranean ones are sick. That's what I always hear. I know a lot of people that have said they really liked the Mediterranean ones, or The ones where you go up to like, so you start around Ireland or the UK, somewhere over there, right? Just in general, the UK. And then you go down through the Mediterranean, or you take northern passages and it's like a colder weather kind of cruise. Those ones have been apparently pretty good because you spend less time at sea, more time on land. But even then, I just take trains. There's so many trains that you could just take instead. I don't know, man. I don't understand the appeal. I don't get it. Oh, Alaska cruises. Where do you even stop on an Alaska cruise? You're at sea for most of that, aren't you? What's the appeal? Start in Vancouver. Yeah, and then you go up, right? Taking trains in Europe would bankrupt you. I mean, true. It depends. But you have to weigh it against other things. You have to weigh it against the cost of the cruise, you know? Is it actually more expensive than doing the cruise format? Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. It just depends. Juneau and some fuck-ass towns on the south coast. Yeah, I don't understand the Alaskan cruise, man. I don't know. I don't know. The ocean is romantic. Maybe from the beach, but out on a cruise ship for multiple days. I don't know. I feel like you get tired of it really quick. Really quick. I've never been, okay. As someone who's spent much of their life near ocean water, okay? In a lot of areas of New York, you walk around and you just smell the ocean, right? Because you're not that far from it all the time. I don't really care about it much. So maybe it's just me. It's not like unique or special to me. I'm just like, oh, it just smells like the ocean again, you know? I don't know. Yeah, low tide smell. You get very used to it. I don't know. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. Oh, we still have the thing on for Nioh. Hold on. The link still works. It still supports me, but I'll turn the timer off that like regularly repeats it because there we go. Because I am no longer doing any sponsored segments for it. I'm still gonna play it because I like it, but you know. Romantic idea / ambiance, not romantic love. No, I'm still saying that. I know what you mean. I know what you mean, and I'm disagreeing. I'm disagreeing, right, Lucky? He's passed out on my lap again. Normal scent for you, does it have the effect of nostalgia / home? No. No. Though I do notice if I go, anytime I've had to live anywhere else, especially if I've had to live a bit more inland at times, I notice the lack of seagulls. I'm used to seeing them everywhere amongst all the regular other birds. Especially any like small parking lots and things like that. They love to just like hang out and look around. Boardwalks and stuff, anything closer to the ocean. But even if you're very inland anywhere in New York City, you're gonna see seagulls, you know? So if I've ever been anywhere or had to live anywhere that was not a place that had seagulls, I noticed it and I was like, I don't see any. There are none here because I'm so used to seeing them all the time. They're everywhere, you know? They can travel pretty far. They can. So they can go pretty far inland. So if you are literally anywhere in New York City, you'll see them. Even if they're not that close to the water and they have to fly quite a while, they'll still be there because they're just, you know, they're chilling looking for food. So, yeah. I like seagulls, right, Nucky? I like them. Yeah, even if they are little rats, I like them. Is that snake poisonous? Actually, it's venomous. Probably. They're unfairly maligned. Seagulls? Oh, yeah. People are like, oh, they're such assholes. They're not mean birds. You people who say that clearly have not interacted with swans, okay? Because swans You want to meet a bird that's an asshole and genuinely filled with rage? Go walk up to a swan and try to go, oh, how cute. That bitch will spit at you and try to eat your children. All right, unironically, they're genuinely filled with rage, okay? Geese do also have that in them too. Not as much as swans, I think, but kind of similar. Kind of similar. Yeah, Canadian geese will get you. They'll get you. There's a reason people have, instead of a guard dog, sometimes people will just have a goose. Straight up. Actually, I had one of my very, very going way back older family members, going way, way, way back when they were little, had a pet goose. Because they, like, you know, found one, which there are a lot of, you know, geese around here, and especially like a nice white goose kind of thing, right? They found one, and it was a little baby, and mother was nowhere to be found, and they kept it, and they felt bad, you know, they were just a kid and they felt bad, and they're like, oh, and they kept it, and it was like, you know, it did the "you're my mom now" thing, and it sort of like bonded to her and the family, and so they just had a pet goose, and the goose would go with her to school because it refused to not be with her. And if anyone got near her, it would freak the fuck out. And the teachers were talking to the parents and were like, you gotta do something about the goose, because we can't even, like, she can't even play at recess. And the parents were like, we would love to do something about the goose, but if we had, we'd have to put it down. Like, there's literally nothing else we could do because that goose will not, you know? And so, and they ended up allowing it because no one wanted to kill the goose, you know? So they ended up just keeping the goose. Oh, it's funny. Sometimes it would stay home. But, like, you know, it just kind of went where it wanted. It, as long as it was with a family member, it was chilling. And no one could, like, tell it no. It really just did whatever it felt like, you know? But they loved that goose, the family. So there's a lot of, like, weird pictures of the family where, like, there's just a goose in it during this one little time period. And, like, I didn't, like, I had never seen pictures of it for the longest time. Then more recently, I was helping a family member go through and scan old photos that they had of, like old family photos that they kept, because they were like, oh, you know, a lot of the other family members don't have these because they're only physical photos. So I want to make sure I scan them and send them to everyone. And I was like, okay. So I'm, like, sitting there helping her figure out, you know, how does a scanner work, right? And we're going through it, and I saw a picture, and I saw the goose in it, and I was like, oh my god, is this the goose? Is this the one? And they were like, oh my god, yeah. And then there was, like, a couple of pages with photos of that, like, that family unit during that time period, and a couple of them had, you know, the little the little goose in it. It was funny because they always told me that story, but I always was, like, kind of skeptical. Not that I didn't think the goose existed, but I was like, I don't think it actually followed them around everywhere like that, right? But then no, like, it was in those photos, just absolutely on them, refusing to not be near them, kind of thing. So it was funny. It was funny. That shit was hilarious. Guys, if someone gets timed out or banned from the chat, you don't have to spam clean, because it's, you know, it's fine. The job has been done. You're just putting attention on it. Also, if you ever get banned here, don't forget you can do unban requests, but you know, I don't read them. Chat, I should probably go through the unban requests every now and then. I literally do not ever check them. I don't think I have ever gone through to see if I should find anyone to unban. Does anyone even get unbanned? Have we ever? Maybe like 2 or 3 people. No, almost every time the mods have said when they look through things that it was just, there was never a good reason to unban, you know? Yeah, Blazing said they're wildly unfunny. Yeah, you know, I thought about it a while ago where I was like, ooh, content. Some people are like, free content. But Yeah, they're bland, insincere, and unfunny. Like, genuinely, the unban requests aren't good. Because we don't ban for stupid reasons. We only ban if it, like, needs to happen. You know what I mean? So. Y'all are so generous with the timeouts. I can't imagine a ban you'd undo. Yeah. I know. That's what I'm saying. I wish we had good ones, because, you know, then I would do content of that, but they're just not good. Genuinely, they just haven't been good. The unbanned content is usually just gooners, kind of lame. Yeah, it's just like some guy will come into the chat and be like, holy shit, I would shove my entire hand up that butt, right? And they'll like do that in some girl's chat. And then the girl will be like, gee, chat, should I unban him? And everyone's like, lol, no. And then they just do that over and over. And that's the stream. That's the unban request stream, you know? So I'm like, lol. Like, it's not, you know, it's not really good content. They often don't even say anything remotely that imaginative either. Usually they're just like, it's someone who typed would like 5 times, right? They go like, would, haha, lamau, oh, lol, holy shit, holy fuck, would, right? And it's just like, right? It's like uninteresting. Yeah, W-O-D, would, right? But that's like all you get in them, so it's not even, you know. Not even that good. Take a shot every time the person was banned for insane gooning might die though. Yeah, not a drinking game I would play when it comes down to ban requests. Nope. My little brother was on the keyboard BS like that. Yeah, I mean, usually we take them out quick, so there isn't even the chance for them to be like, oh, it was actually because of this, you know. They get sniped instantly and we don't even say anything about it, so then the unban request is them just going question mark. like unironically, a lot of the unban requests are people just going question mark, what the fuck. That's it. They have like nothing to say, so you know, can't even make content out of it. Can't even make content, man. Oh well. Oh well. You lock your stuff when you're not using it. The little bro or someone else typed that excuse is true 1 out of every 100 times. So yeah, detective. We don't really get a lot of weirdos here. We don't. It's just like occasional unchecked gooners. That's literally it. I don't think we get anything else. I don't have like, I don't think we have open haters. I've never had someone come in here with like a personal vendetta either. I know some friends like sometimes have that where someone comes in, they're like, fuck you for this one thing you said or whatever, but I've never gotten that either. So like, I don't know, we have it pretty easy here. It's been pretty good. Usually not an issue. Said I'll thank you for the resub. Oh, yeah, actually, yeah, the mouse haters that think I'm Iron Mouse because they click on her channel and being hosted by her. And they come in and they go, fuck you, Iron Mouse. And I'm like, yeah, that's me. That's me. That's me, the pink one. But they literally don't even know where they're typing. They don't know who they are, where they are. Nothing. Nothing. Not even from RP. Not nowadays, not unless I'm playing it on main, and even then I probably have to regularly play it on main. But nah, dude. Learned what the word chopped meant that day. Yeah, you can when someone comes in and goes like something something blah 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 chopped, you can immediately place them into a demographic. Like age-wise, you immediately know what category they're in. And you can instantly go, ah, prefrontal cortex not yet developed. I get it, and you just, you know, you can clock it. It's just how it is, man. It's how it is, dude. Skibbity Riz, Ohio. Yep. It's that crowd, man. Speaking of Skibbity Riz, Ohio, did you see that Roblox is like, it had its own button for a bit? I don't know if it does right now. Let me see. Yeah, it does. If you go to Twitch's, like just twitch.tv, at the top, the tabs are following, browse, and Roblox. So, like, how much money did Roblox pay to get that? You know what I mean? It's because you guys don't use the front page. Dude. Their UI is bad. Okay, Twitch has always had like really bad UX in general. But yeah, it's there. It's there. It's here too. Yeah, if you don't have the, I always do theater modes. I don't see it. But yeah, it's up there. And it's so funny. The thing for their event, yeah, they had an event, but it's hilarious because like someone was showing the stats, and they were saying that, you know, Roblox is super popular, right? Like there's a fuck ton of players, a fuck ton of kids that play it, especially. Okay, and it makes a lot of money. Roblox is huge, but no one watches Roblox streams. There isn't a Roblox stream watching community on Twitch. Like that doesn't exist. So doesn't this mean that Roblox like just wasted a fuck ton of money thinking it was gonna do anything for them? I don't know, man. I don't know, dude. So just I don't know, man. Like it's kind of weird move. Or maybe they're trying to like, I don't know, get it to start, and they're thinking, what if I kickstart this? Right? Yeah, Dress to Impress, when people were playing Dress to Impress, that was like last year, it was a while back. I think that was when we saw people doing Roblox streams, but it was only for one mini game, and that was it. You know? I don't know, man. Shouldn't the target demo for Roblox be too young to watch Twitch? I don't know. Yes and no. I don't know why TTS isn't playing. It made me re-off some things, and I did it. Let me try something. I think I'll fix it. Okay. I think that might have fixed it. You just hate TTS, it's okay? No, I don't. I think people have built the idea in their heads that I hate TTS because when they do unfunny TTS, I tell them it's unfunny.
Gay sex.
There it is. Okay, it's fixed. It's fixed. Thank you for testing. I don't hate TTS. I just think if you're not funny, I'm allowed to make fun of that. Or I'm allowed to react however I want to anything you TTS in my stream, right? Like, that's totally fine. I just think some people are a little used to saying whatever, and then people are always like, thank you so much for your grace message.
Shout out to all the black VTubers I know this month. Nostro, me, Onsta, Shizzy, Kenji, Geega.
Miss Heavenly, where, you know, I'm gonna message him. That reminds me. I got a great message for him. Hold on. I'm not gonna tell you what he sent me. We gotta do something. Yes, sir. Okay. But I wanna know. Too bad. He was triple booked on collabs today. I can't do it, man. I love collabs. And then I keep, okay. There's nothing I can do to prevent it. But a scenario that happens a lot is I say yes to collabs when people generally inquire. And then those separate groups of people schedule them all to collapse on the same day. Like, half the time. There have been so many days where I've had 2 collabs after my own stream. And this happens like all the time, you know? And it's not even during my stream hours, so it ends up being additional hours I have to sit here and talk and be like using my brain at all, you know, instead of just relaxing afterward and then getting work done. So yeah, right, like 18-hour workday. Well, right, it becomes that. And I wish that wouldn't happen, but it just keeps fucking happening. But I don't want to tell people like, yeah, I want to do that, and then when they schedule it, I go like, fuck no. You know what I mean? But I think I have to. I gotta. All because of money. I don't get paid for collabs. No. You don't get paid to do collabs with other people. You're on their stream. It's just something I do out of courtesy for friends. Imagine a collab fee. Paid and exposure. No, I don't even promote myself on people's streams when they're like, do you have anything to promote? I try to not do that either. Even if they ask. I probably should, but I don't.
Incoming transmission.
You can't start. You're typing glorp before it even plays. You're typing glorp before I hear it. So it's exposure, but that really does pay off. How many streamers from collabs? Yeah, but these collabs are with people that I've collabed with a billion times before, so I'm not even getting new exposure from it or something. You know what I mean? Oh, you're fine, Silas. You're fine. But it's just like it's not even like a, you know, a promotional thing. Because it's when it's your friend that you were, you know, in a group with, especially if it's like one of them, right? And I've been in collabs with them 50 times. I'm not gaining anything other than time with my friends, right? So which is why I do it. That's why I do it. But it's just hard when you have to do that, you know, after stream, and then it's like 5 more hours of existing, you know? You know? Ooh, that's good. That was a good prompt. You said, give me a recipe for donuts. He said, chamomile iced tea. Chamomile. You roast it in donut. Oh. Okay. Wait, it's learning.
Did you ever give names to your snakes?
Nope. Interesting. You roast it in donut. This might be my new favorite bot, man.
Red alert. Red alert. Chat is under attack by kaiju.
Is the kaiju the bot? Because the bot's really having a field day. Oh, that's a new one. I feel like you could probably make some absolutely hellish sounds, right? Probably could. It's always funny when people talk about G-subs codes and you come in with the code Geega, ignore theirs. well, there are some things with certain codes where especially when you have your own products where it highly affects how it supports you. So yeah, I'll always say it proudly, genuinely. I'll say it proudly. Hey, if you're purchasing anything, use my code. Especially if you're purchasing something that is related to me, like my own drop and stuff, absolutely use my code for that. Always, always, always. Genuinely. You know, it's a huge thing. It's a huge thing. Blazing can make use of you make it scream static, but you've resisted the temptation. Yeah, I know it's possible. I know it's possible. I've fucked around with it too a little bit and done some like ungodly sounds. I just don't want to like.
The doctor said my
release
voice
it.
box is damaged and I may never speak again. I can't tell you how upset I am.
Boo. Boo, I've heard that one before. Boo. Well, yeah, if you're buying Schmelin, if you're buying My Cheeky Soap, please make sure you use my code for it. Let other people know too. If they're buying my own product through Cheeky, make them use my code for it specifically. It makes a big difference. It does. It does. All right, hold on. I have a... I want to open Karen. I want to get straight into it because my motivation for streaming today, an extra day on a Friday, on a Saturday, is because I really wanted to go through and beat Karen. I wanted to go beat Karen because I wanted to do it before Nioh 3 dropped, and then, you know, just wasn't sure how long it was, and I think we still have, like, you know, a little bit left. So I wanted to go through and do the ending. I feel like we're close to it. But, yeah. So I wanted to do that. And then, depending on how quick it is, maybe hop into Nioh 3, maybe not. I am a little unwell today. So we'll see. We'll see. Is this a Nioh collab model? Yeah, it is. You want to see it? Here, some of you said you missed the debut itself. Here, wait. I'll do the big zoom out for you. Ooh. Ooh. For anyone that missed yesterday. Ooh. Okay, we'll do the big scroll as well. I did post a ref sheet, by the way. The ref sheet is, as most of my ref sheets are, posted in Discord. There's a chat called Geega Out, and that is like the general, just anything about me chat. And that stuff's pinned in there. So you can see the snakes too. There you go. There's my cursed demon arm. Cursed demon arm, torso. Shoulders, we got the horns. Ooh. Then we got the snake boys. Snake gang. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, they're side-eyeing. They are. They are. They are. Yeah, I'm really happy with this. And then here, if you missed, you also didn't get to see. Ooh, the big sword. Wait. The big sword. Ooh. Like this framing is okay. If I go right here, you could see most of the sword. You could see me, you could see some of the snakes, and you could see the chat. It's just so hard to like frame myself on the screen, you know what I mean? It's really hard to make it work. But we make it work nonetheless. The hair fits the outfit really well. Yeah, you know, I feel like when people do designs for me, they tend to not change my hair too much, especially not the bangs, but I think it's fine to do so. It's totally fine to do so. It's like my regular hair and my Inquisitor model, right? Like, the bangs are very different on the two. They kind of come together with a similar feeling, but they're very different, right? But I'm fine with people changing it, but I feel like they're afraid to. But it changes up the vibe a lot, and I think that's good for, you know, swapping out an outfit. Yeah. I take the word for largest VTuber model. I've seen people do some other crazy stuff. I have. I just think, you know, it's maybe a little difficult to run it on your PC sometimes when it's huge. It's maybe a lot file size wise and how much it eats your CPU, especially. So, you know. I get why people don't do it. I will say this. Some people are going to look at this and be like, oh my God, that's crazy. I gotta do something crazy. Please don't do anything crazy. I did this because this makes sense because it's a collaboration with a video game. Okay. It's a collaboration with a video game, which is why I did this. All right. But if you're like getting a model or you know, are thinking about being a VTuber or whatever, don't go for something very simple, actually. for just streaming,
Do your I'm
please.
too tired to be funny, just do your taxes and choose Undead Daily's faction reduce chat.
Very true, very true. Very true. But yeah, I love this, and I was able to go crazy because this is a collaboration, but yeah, do not encourage others and tell other people, hey, Geega said it's not worth it, you know, to do this for their own just personal model, right? It's not worth for other people to do if it's not like part of a major project or there's not like some reason, you know? You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah, something simple but cohesive and nice looking. Yeah, look at my warlock outfit, my second outfit, which is currently trapped on my 2.0 model, but it was a simple outfit and it was very effective and people loved it. They loved drawing it, especially fan artists love drawing it. And the color palette, everything, the motifs from it, people would use for like, you know, fan merch for the longest time. They still do. Even though I haven't worn that outfit in forever, people still use motifs from that outfit to like reference me, you know, on little like items and products and things, you know? So, you know, that simpler thing often is better for, you know, if you're just a VTuber trying to stream. But I did a game collab, which is different, so that's why this is different. I mean, not backwards compatible with Warlock. Yeah, I do miss that outfit though, but we're gonna revamp. I've mentioned that, but we're gonna revamp, not do it as is, because I feel like if I put it on this model as is, it just it doesn't suit it. It's not right. You know what I mean? The design ain't right for that. So we gotta adjust it a little bit. All right, I gotta shift my leg. You can't see him; he's below the screen. But cat on leg moment. Ugh. Ugh. Okay. Starting to cut off circulation. Ugh. Ugh. But yeah, I do miss the Warlock model. I do. I liked the color palette of it especially. That like dark purple and red with the yellow accents was really nice. It was very, I don't know, a little cartoony. A little cartoony, which I liked. I miss that. I miss that. You gonna try to keep collecting limited edition collab models? Yeah, yeah. It's something I set out to do. I will say, doing these game collab models and stuff is cool as a fun project. It's a very painstaking thing to do, and it does not, you know, make you more $1 billion or anything like that. I genuinely don't recommend that everyone try to do it or anything. I'm doing it more so for the love of the game than anything. But yeah, I do it for me, but you know, it's not necessarily like the right business idea for everyone. You know what I mean? It's also not accessible to a lot of people. I get things like this done because I have very close relationships with those studios and publishers directly. Like I straight up know them. I can DM so many other people like easily and stuff, so we're able to do that project. If you try to do something like this very informally and you don't really know them and you can't quickly communicate and do all these things, it's a very, very difficult thing to do properly and have all parties be happy with it and all of that. So, you know, not recommended if you don't like really know them first, you know. There's also a lot of interesting stuff with contracts and IP and all of that that, you know, I wouldn't recommend everyone get into unless they like really know what they're doing with it. So, you know, I'm doing it, but very, very carefully so. You know what I mean? Very carefully so. You know? Yeah. Do you have any restriction with your sponsored outfit collabs? If I recall correctly. Hold on, TTS.
This model being forged by the yokai and the undead artists during the makings. Prop and credit to them.
Credits only to my real artist. He said, if I recall correctly, Zen mentioned her Nikkei one was all hers, but isn't allowed to use it during other gacha games. Yeah, that's the other thing that I'm saying, right? Like, when you do these types of outfits with publishers or games in general, they can write anything they want into the contract, and if you sign it and agree to it, you agree to it, right? So sometimes it is that, yeah. So like her Nikkei outfit, she can't play other gacha games while wearing it, right? Etc. Etc. Sometimes there are restrictions. For me, I currently have no restrictions, but again, I know them very well and talked to them a lot. You know, they know how I am with everything, and they trust me very heavily. So there's a little different, you know, there's a specific vibe that we've got, which is why everyone's cool with it. Hi, Raiders. Hi, Raiders. Thank you for the raid. Welcome on in. Welcome on in. But yeah, we were just talking, Raiders, about doing these like branded outfits with games and stuff. But yeah, when doing these types of projects, a lot of the time, yes, there are restrictions. They might not want you. Mine are not like this, so I don't have that issue. But there are ones that have come to me and said like, yeah, we really want to do this with you, but you know, you can't wear this unless you're playing our game only. There are some that have said that, which I'm like, damn, well, I want to use it though, and I'm not only gonna play your game forever, right? I'm a variety streamer. There are some that will say things that are very, I don't know, just otherwise restrictive. And it's, you know, especially if they're JP companies, you know, their IP and copyright law is very different from ours in the West. So that's the other thing too. A lot of the time you end up signing some sort of contract with something that is foreign, and now that's a whole separate can of worms. So yeah. So I do this because I work very closely with a lot of these people, and I don't recommend anyone else do it unless they're, you know, really close to them or they're brokering through someone, right? Like if I went to one of my friends and was like, yo, I'll help you with the Nioh thing, I can talk to them because I know them. You know what I mean? Like that would be cool, but if they're on their own trying to do that, it can be a little scary. I'm a little skeptical of that, you know? Don't know why the restrictions free advertising. Yes and no. People only know, okay, so you guys know this is my Nioh outfit because I keep telling you about it, right? But if I use this model for a year, and I never mentioned ever again that this was Nioh related, some people might not know, right? So is it always free advertising unless I stamp Nioh on my forehead, you know? Now, I'm going to keep mentioning it because I love Nioh. I like Koei Tecmo. I like Team Ninja. So I'm going to keep mentioning it. But that's also, you know, that's part of me having a good relationship with them. They know I'm going to do that, right? You know? So like, so I'm not just going to get this and then use it forever and never mention Nioh again, right? But that's kind of why they put restrictions in like that sometimes. So you can't just get that thing and then use it and then it not be advertising for them, right? Otherwise, what's the point of them getting it, right? You know? So, yeah. And sometimes it's just a little preference, yeah, but yeah, I love working with Koei Tecmo. They've been really, really, really wonderful. Beat Ninja Gaiden 4 recently. Ninja Gaiden's so good. It's so good, man. Have you guys seen how many concurrent players they've been having on Nioh 3? This is now their biggest title ever. It's their biggest release ever. I think yesterday they were at one point, it spiked to over 80,000 concurrent players for Nioh 3, which is crazy. It went over 80 just on Steam. Crazy. Huge release. And again, this is not a AAA studio. This is AA, which is like really, I'm really happy for them, you know? It's not like they have like the most crazy marketing budget ever, or they have like the ability to put their stuff in front of that many people when they're not AAA, you know? So it's really, really, really good when you see stuff like that happening. You know, it feels great. I also just want to see more studios that are smaller than AAA make it, because I find that they kind of have to. They have to do things in good faith toward their fan bases of their games. They like really have to, you know, to keep themselves afloat. Whereas AAA can like, you know, keep slopping out shit and people keep eating it up, right? So I keep hoping for more competition to rise up into AAA newly, you know, and yeah. The only way to do it is for shit like this to happen. So, thank God. Thank God. I'm just glad. I'm just glad. I'm happy, and I really like it. I'm glad other people have been liking it. It's been it's one of those things where, like, you know, when you believe in a game so hard, you keep telling everyone to play and they don't. When the first game came out, the first Nioh, I played it, and I tried to get all of my friends to play it. I tried. Some of them did, but it was like early on in Souls-likes where if it wasn't from FromSoft, people would be like, I don't know, right? And I was like, no, you really should try. It's good. They're like, I don't know. Then more time passes, people are getting a little more open to the idea of Souls-likes and not always being a FromSoft game. And Nioh 2 comes out. And I got quite a good number of friends to play Nioh 2, and they really, really, really liked that. I think 2 was the better game for sure. They definitely improved on the first game a lot. So a lot of my friends did like 2, and then 3 comes out, and I didn't have to convince them at all. You know, and anyone who played 2 was on it, and then they were convincing people. They were like, you gotta play Nioh, 2 was so good, you gotta play 3, you know. So I'm just glad that it's been building over time, right? Lies of P, my beloved. I think until Nioh 3, I think Lies of P was straight up my favorite Souls-like, yeah. It was up there. And then Nioh 2, I think the two of them probably tied. As I went through and like was doing a second playthrough and playing it all the way through without like big breaks in the middle and doing it in one chunk, I just really like the combat. So I think I like Nioh 2 more than Lies of P for sure. Lies of P just hits a lot of the types of storytelling that I really like, specifically. So, you know, that's kind of where it wins. But on combat, just the gameplay, Nioh 2 is just the one for me. And then I really like 3. I like that 3 gives you a lot of tools. I'm having fun with it. I won't decide if I like 2 or 3 more until I'm at the end of 3. Because 2 is so hard. Because 2 is so hard and the boss fights are like so crazy. So far, I think my vote is actually that I like the combat in 2 more just for me because of the way it is. But I'm also having more fun with 3 because I have more tools and more things to try out. You know what I mean? So they both have different things about them that make me like one more than the other. And I think each one suits the type of game that it is. So 2's combat suits it being a more linear Souls-like, and then 3, the way you can swap between all these things, whatever, suits it being a more open world Souls-like. I don't know. It like both work. So I'm gonna wait until at the end to decide like if I would want to play 2 4 more times or 3 4 more times. You know. But I like both a lot, so I don't even know if it's like worth trying to compare them that much. You know. Yeah, 3 does have a lot of variety though. It's been fun. Barrier to entry in 3 is better than 2. I think 2 is really punishing. Yeah, it's really punishing, and I think if you play 3 first and then play 2, that's probably going to be the best experience. Is my guess. I think if you play 3, get through it because objectively it's easier. I think some of the fights are still just as hard, but you have more tools to be just as good as the bosses in 3 compared to 2, right? So I think, yeah, I think the right thing to do is to play Nioh 3 first and then play Nioh 2. So it's like, okay, now that you've beaten this one, let's go back a second, go to the really hard one and try to get through it, you know? I think 1 was also pretty difficult, but in a more straight up punishing way. I don't know. Some people might find it less fun because they get frustrated, but I still enjoyed it. I don't know. I have patience, so I found it fun. Yeah, you said Samurai's fun, but Ninja's clicking all the boxes for you. I've been really liking Ninja mode. I thought I was gonna end up staying Samurai forever, but I've been really enjoying Ninja. I've been swapping between more too. So I started off kind of being all Samurai, and then now I'm kind of being like all Ninja a little bit. Very recently now we're swapping a lot. I don't know. It's been good. You'll try Nioh when the summer and winter Steam sales hit. The last time they were on sale, the first game, Nioh was $5. $5 US. That was the sale that it was on last time. And then I think 2 was like $23 or something like that. That's how much they were when they were both on sale, which is crazy for the games that they are. Insanely cheap. So hopefully the next time they do a sale, they knock them down as well, because you know, a lot of sales from 3. I hope that means a lot of people would go back and try to. I hope they put 2 on a super sale like that, because I want everyone to play it. Especially if they played 3, I want them to go back and play 2. You've seen 2 complete for like 15. It has, yeah, different sales, it has gone down quite a lot, so. Oh, first Nioh's free on PlayStation Plus. Is it? I had to get PlayStation Plus again, so I could play multiplayer with with the boys yesterday. So yeah, I have PS Plus for a month now. I wanted to play Astrobot. I never played Astrobot. And now that I have my PS5 all set up so that I could stream from it, or not stream from it, but stream games I'm playing on it, I kind of want to go play Astrobot at some point. I might do that. Right, Nicky? He moved his head. He keeps putting his chin on me. Yeah, maybe we'll do Astrobot. It looked like it was really good. It won a bajillion awards, and I always feel bad when something is that good and I just can't play it because it's exclusive, so yeah, I think it'll be nice. It'll be nice. Best part of Nioh 3 is the Scampus badge. Yeah, if you guys see me in the Nioh category, Nioh 3 category, they're gonna have that campaign for a while. If I have drops on, which I always do, you can get the little badge. I like the Kodama badge. Would you stream it possibly? That's what I was thinking for for Astrobot. That's what I was thinking. I did see Astro's Playroom. That one was on my little like front page for my PS5. It keeps giving me these little ads being like, "Oh, you could play Astro's Playroom for free." Ooh. It's trying to get me to play it, so I think I'll do that. I'll do Astrobot first, and then the thing. Look at that Kodama badge. Oh, look at them. I love the badge so much. Alright, Nucky, I need to pick up my controller, but you're in the way a little bit. My fat boy. No, he's not that fat, but he plumped up by like a little ½ pound. Plumped up a little bit. It's wintertime, so he's been keeping fat on him. Right, Nucky? Nucky, do you want to meow for the mic? You want to meow for the mic? He looks blazed out of his mind. Yeah, he's not going to meow for you. He's not going to do it. Nucky. I need you to move a little bit so I can grab this. Thank you. Okay. Okay, controller get. Alright, he's just lying there. Yeah, he's on my lap. He's on my lap. He's just making it hard for me to like bend forward to reach, you know? The way he is right now, I have to be like lean back a little to exist without crushing him. Alright, we're doing BGM off. I'm opening Cairn. We are going to the other screen.